Good morning from Vancouver. I have few thoughts. I want to kind of share it. It's not from personal experience or first-hand experience with the Ouija board, but it's from what I read from people who post their experiences on different forums and chat rooms and all that. And I'm a curious person, so I just connect a couple of dots. But it's not going to be one of those videos that you see on the internet when you search up for a topic and you see things with the music on the background and pictures from all over the internet condensed into one video to give you a visual and audio experience that makes you kind of immerse in the idea. So it's kind of a way to sell you their concept better. But in my case, like I said, it's just a raw video. I never edit stuff, and I don't have a prepared speech. I'm driving, I have to pay attention to driving and all that. Ouija boards, some people call those divination devices. And what can be a divination device? By other people's description, it's a system or a device that helps the user connect to another world. Okay, so it might sound strange for those who are not believers or who are agnostic or atheist or something, but it's okay. It's just a curiosity, and I can make a science about the topic. I can come up with scientific quantum explanations, but I'm not prepared for that. So I have a little kind of little understanding, connecting the dots with scientific discoveries and how the energy field works. So I have a vague idea, but I'm one of those who connect different fields. Since I'm curious about different things, I see opinions from here, from science, from spiritual people, from religious people, and I take all with a little bit of a grain of salt. I'm not into the dogma of the science or the religion or anything like that. So I keep some distance. Now, a Ouija board, back to the topic. Someone invented those, and I saw one of the articles on Wikipedia. So if you want to get into the details, what the Wikipedia tells you about the history of the Ouija boards, you can say those are more reliable sources. I don't have the background on the history, but what they do, for some people, is just a connection between their mind, their brain, thinking brain, and imagination, and the motor part of the body. And in their mind, they might have an answer they are looking for, and it makes their hand do something. And if I remember correctly, when I was a kid, and one of my friends came up with this thing with a kind of a pendulum, and we were playing with that pendulum, but nothing happened. And I tried it, and of course nothing happened. I tried with the pendulum, so I assume that the tool is supposed to be done right. So if you just made up some piece of cardboard with yes or no, the way we've done it when we were kids, probably it's just your imagination talking to the muscles, or maybe your muscle, because your muscles are not perfect, they get some electrical signals anyway, and they start shaking a bit, and now the pendulum that you use might go a certain direction, and might give you an illusion that you got an answer from the divine, from the spirits, right? They are boards who don't use pendulum. They use some sort of object that might move, again, I'm not familiar with that. So what my talk it's about is how these things come to our world when they do. Because when I read experiences posted by other people, it's scary stuff. It's scary for those who are afraid. And I can give you my take on this one. When you are afraid, so let's say you play with Ouija board and now you are, wow, what is going to happen is, I'm talking to the dead or the spirits are coming here. You, in a spiritualist type of concept or thinking, you are lowering your vibration. It not necessarily a vibration, but you attach information to your energy, and you're like a lamp for different spirits who can see your energy field, because we are all made of energy. So if you don't understand this concept that everything we are made of and everything around is made of energy in a constructed way that gives everything a shape, and I described that in different other video about how all these things are being programmed, including the atoms and atomic structures and molecules, and all these are being programmed to function the way they are, and even the cells are programmed. So everything is built on an energetic structure, and I could go deeper into that, getting to the idea that we are a thought made out of another layer of energy. Then the layer of energy is structuring whatever we see in the material world, which is another layer. Then we have layers of stuff that we make out of those energetic structures. It's like you build a puzzle out of things, or you build a sand castle out of sand grains, right? Same thing. Our world is built out of let's call it atoms, which is one layer, higher layer, but there are deeper layers than that. So we as energy beings, which are not only at the layer of matter, we have a layer of energy that animates our bodies and is connected to the mind. And it's not a thinking brain, it's the mind itself, is the consciousness. And we at the energy level, we are energy, like I said, like we appear for those entities, we appear like some sort of a light, right, which can be colored according to our thinking. Some people with higher thinking means people who think of love, helping others, those type of thoughts, they have a different type of colors in their aura field. Other people might be grayish, right? And I had this concept about gray color people, thinking of myself years before. I thought, you know what, I'm kind of a gray person because I don't have really deep emotions. I don't have deep dark emotion. I don't have a loving emotions or something. I mean, I like up and down, but I thought I'm kind of gray. But someone wrote about there is a color in aura of a gray people. So maybe it's nothing to do with the way I thought. It's just another description of certain type of auric field or aura field, right? So these beings from outside of our physical realm can see stuff, but not all those beings can see. So how come is that possible? Now, like I said, the world is constructed in layers. You can think of the soul, the energy body, coming from some sort of a beginning, when the soul was, let's say, created by the big computer, by God, doesn't matter who, by aliens, but doesn't matter who created the soul. We could be in a computer animated reality made out of this type of energy, and we cannot figure out yet, because we are designed to learn step by step. You cannot just get the thinking like a Jesus or those big spiritual names. You can't get that type of thinking and knowledge without understanding other layers of the spiritual world and how things are being constructed, because you won't understand it. So you have to go step by step. So the souls are going through different levels of growth, and they pick different type of scenarios, lives, different planets and stuff. Again, some people may not understand what we think that the science tells us, that there is no life on other planet. That is the only planet that can sustain life is Earth. Now 20 years later, the science come up and say, with discoveries and stuff, we believe that there is life on other planets. Then 10 years later, we are sure that there is life on multiple planets. Then a few years ago, Pentagon released alien recording, I mean videos showing fighter jet pilots tracking on their tracking systems on the aircraft tracking alien ships. So coming from an official source, from Pentagon. So now the scientific community, those who probably now they are old guys who think, oh yeah, when I was like 25 years old, and I was a big name in science, we all thought that there is no life anywhere else in the universe, because they had limited knowledge about the universe, and that knowledge came through their instruments. They had some primitive instruments. Even at the time it was like, wow, we have some telescope in space, but they were still primitive, and they relied on those, and they did not expand their thinking beyond what the 5 physical senses tells them. They think, you know what, if this piece of glass or this electronic equipment tells me this, and because I cannot see with my physical senses, then whatever it comes, that must be a fact. It's a true thing. But they did not let their imagination fly, and you need to watch out for the cops, because here used to be a cop trap. You could get ticket by holding the phone, so I don't have my phone holder. Anyway, so I may see a cop showing up from the bushes and say, sir, can you pull over? Right. And yeah, so this I kind of went around. But these souls go through different stages of growth on different planets. And there is a guy who read a book, but I'm not going to say, yeah, I believe that guy because he posted lots of videos and he appears smart. No, it's not that. This type of thoughts came to my mind some time ago, and now he tells that he read in a book. So like I said, I'm getting all sorts of thoughts, which if I talk to people about, they say, yeah, you're fucking crazy. But then later I read or I watch some videos, other people came with the same thoughts. Okay, yeah, coincidence, like people invent stuff. It's not only one guy who invented the telephone. But now this guy posted a video saying there is a book who was written by a group of 3 people, and there was the person in the group was able to channel an entity named Ra. And I thought, oh, okay, let's see what he's trying to say. So this Ra is an entity who was channeling, was connecting through one of the person in the group. And these guys in the group, they were not some dumbasses. They were experimenting. They were experimenting like a scientific type of experiments with the sleep, with the they experimented. They say, you know what, when we had intercourse, we had longer channeling, like the session with this entity, the Raw guy, were longer. And I thought, okay, because they try to find a way to elevate their spiritual being, like their energy. So they wanted to figure out ways to get into those high energy emotions, loving emotions and all that. Because that Ra person or soul or spirit was coming when it was detecting these high emotions, like loving emotions. So the channeling person had to have that type of state. So now going to Ouija boards, and I try to connect the dots. Like I said, talking about Ra, this Ra person was passing on knowledge, and I'm listening to this guy videos about what Ra said and that, and yeah, I had the same thoughts before, because to me, I have to make it, I have to feel it, it makes sense, logic. Even it's in a spiritual world, has to make sense, because all this world, spiritual, non-spiritual, physical, non-physical, whatever, is built based on some logics. We have some knowledge about some logics through our understanding, but there is logic beyond that. There's logic that people cannot understand yet. But everything is built like a program with multiple layers of code. It's built in very intelligent way. So if you think that everything has to make sense, even you extend your mind and you think beyond our physical understanding, you think of, okay, what the spirits would do, has to have some sort of a logic. It goes by a code, a program, even artificial intelligence. Let's say, call it artificial. It's not artificial, but it's still in an intelligent energy. So these entities, the souls and dark matter souls and all that, those are intelligent energies. Now, when I'm talking about this Ra person coming, so channeling through this person on the 3 people group, that Ra did select a certain person in the group. He's not going, oh yeah, I want to channel to that and that, or even the guy who's thinking of killing every day or something, like some idiot. So select people connect to select type of entities. These entities are able to see. And now about Ouija board, because I'm close to getting to my office. When people are trying to use Ouija boards, generally have a reason. It's not like I'm just having fun. Yeah, some people are like that, but even when they have fun, they start to become afraid because you deal with unknown. Every time when a human is dealing with unknown, it goes into survival mode, and that's fear. Survival mode it's about fear, being afraid, or even those emotions, or fight or flight, are still not connecting with the love. Now those people who I said in fight or flight, on fear emotions, attract certain beings who are, let's call it the way the spiritual people are calling it, it's a low vibration, low vibe energies. And generally those are coming from that type of world, coming from the world of fear, hate, all those dark emotions that a normal person don't want to deal with, unless the person is sick or is part of that type of world. Because we have souls here that are also part of the dark type of energy world. People who, something smells here. Sorry, okay. Maybe it's like a butane smell or something. Yeah, so those people or kids who play with a Ouija board, they had their aura colored in a way, or maybe colored in our type of thinking, sending certain type of signal. And entities outside, which are in time and space, is all here. Those entities is not in my car. What the heck? Maybe coffee smells like that. Maybe the engine. So in our I got distracted. It doesn't happen often to get distracted. So those who want to play with a Ouija board, they have to be careful what type of emotions they are broadcasting, because we broadcast thinking. Even right now I'm talking and I'm broadcasting thinking. So my mind is broadcasting, receiving and picking up signal, and broadcasting signal. So sometimes I'm just getting some ideas and stuff. And if you cannot control your emotions, if you cannot control your state of being, if you are in a fear type of emotion, you will attract those type of entities, and they start connecting. They start connecting because they want to destroy, they want to do their thing that gives them the feeling, a good feeling. So when that type of entity is trying to do their own thing, let's say destroy, kill, do harm, they get an emotion. Like in our world, we get emotions through hormones. Let's say we get dopamine and stuff. Those entities get emotions, but in their energy type of body, the way they are constructed in their let's call it dimension, they get emotions, but through different means. So we get emotions through our material, like a physical realm means. So we get oxytocin when we connect, we bond, we love. We get dopamine, we get serotonin, and all those, it gives us different state of mind. But those are material, at the material level of the energy. So it's another layer. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea. Those entities, if they see they can connect, they will stick to the person body. But it doesn't happen all the time. There are stories. Doesn't mean every Ouija board is going to be like a black hole connecting the worlds. We can see that as an energy hole. It's like a door. It doesn't mean it works all the times, but some people have entities around. So some people are fearful all the time, some are hateful all the times, and there are gates. Some people can connect to that type of spiritual world through their thinking, to their emotions, to their religious practice, to their black magic practice. There are all sorts of tools that humans, discovered. So religious people generally want to connect to the spiritual world, but when they come out of the church, they say, no, I don't want to deal with the spirits. But when they go to the church and pray, what they do, they actually connect, or they try to connect to the spiritual beings. They with some sort of a saints, or some guys who, I don't know, Jesus, the God, or something. So they want to connect. Why they would choose to connect? Because it benefits them. It's not really always about worshipping. It's about, I'm asking for something, so please God help me, or forgive my sins, or all that. So it's all about getting something. So they do attend church or prayer or stuff, and they want to connect. So that's a practice, a religious practice. Same thing when people use some black magic, right? So they want to connect to those worlds, and they use some sort of a code, a program. So that practice they perform, it's a program, right? Same thing with these divination tools. Are another systems, devices in our material world that connect the worlds. But doesn't mean you connect all the times. Doesn't mean if you pray to God, God would listen all the time. Or pray to some saint, like Saint George or something. Hey, Saint George, you know what? I'm going to do something stupid today. Can you help me out? It doesn't mean that guy is around all the times. Yeah. So same thing with the Ouija board. Sometimes work, sometimes don't. But if you go with a fear, if you go with some sort of those type of low emotions, and if there is an entity waiting around to sneak in, it will sneak in, right? So it doesn't mean it's only for connecting the dark energies to dark souls, or people who are afraid or stuff. There are also good energies. So about energies and what are those in their energetic entity development. Some people go to the dark side, some people go, or some souls goes to the light, to the love. Yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts about this Ouija board, and take everything with a lot of salt. I'm not authority, and nobody is authority in anything. It's like people make up stuff. Oh yeah, I'm good at that. I'm expert on that. Yeah, we kind of know, but we don't know nothing about the world around. We think we know. Take care. Enjoy life. Life is good. Bye bye.